Hello everybody, welcome back to Killer Film Reviews. You may notice that this is a little bit different, that you're actually seeing my face versus when you normally would see a video, you don't see my face. So, without further ado, today's video is going to be on Star Wars Tales of the Jedi. I found this series to be very interesting because we see two different arcs. We see the arc of Ahsoka Tano, a fan favorite Star Wars character from Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels. I believe it was Book of Boba Fett also we saw her, and I think she might have been in Mandalorian. Or maybe not. It's kind of hard to remember. She's been in so many series, and yes, Ahsoka is getting her own series. Now, I think that I think the most interesting one, is probably I'm going to get into detail. I'm going to try to do it this way. We're going to try to talk about it without spoilers and then with spoilers. We're going to start without spoilers first. So, overall, does the series hold up well? Yes, it does. It's pretty much your take of seeing two different arcs. One of greatness and one of infamy. That's how I would paint the both of them. There's kind of a few awkward moments with certain voices, with like Count Dooku's voice in particular. The voice just feels computer generated, you know what I mean? It just feels off. It feels like he's like like how Toy Story 1 had the Etch-a-Sketch character, his voice maybe? Or the hell is his name? Stephen Hawking? I'm sure if you know like Stephen Hawking, you pretty much get the gist of it. It's kind of that kind of voice, but does the Tales of the Jedi hold up? Yes, it's a pretty short series, I must say, but I did enjoy it. I would rate it probably a 7 out of 10 because of the voice issues, as I want to be able to immerse myself in the story without having the whole thing. I feel like I'm being taken out of the story every time I hear this computer voice for the Count Dooku character. You just can notice it, especially in the earlier episodes. I feel like if they had waited maybe a month or two, to release it, and just kind of worked on that voice a bit more, it would have been more solid. Would have been more of like a 8 or a 9 out of 10 for me. But I feel like they rushed the series. The animation style is close to Clone Wars, but a little bit more refined. You want to think Clone Wars Season 7 animation style. You do get to see some fan favorite characters throughout it, but the main focus is on Count Dooku and Ahsoka Tano at different points in time. Okay, this is gonna end the spoiler-free section. Now we're gonna go into spoiler territory. You've been warned. So for the series as a whole, the first episode was great, with Ahsoka being like a child, like 3 years old or something, and having to be protected by her mom against the wild creature, and then finding out that she's a Jedi. It's pretty interesting. What was it? Second episode kind of sees sees more of that darkness, you see Count Dooku slowly see him try to force choke somebody because of a dispute over a senator. A senator was basically being corrupt or whatever and wanted his son back from kidnappers, so they send Dooku and Qui-Gon to go deal with it, but Qui-Gon's still an apprentice at this point, a Padawan, I would say. They go and deal with that situation. Dooku's kind of getting frustrated at the whole situation, and he kind of just snaps and tries to force choke the senator. And yet he gets to walk away with that with very few consequences, and it's crazy. You see, then episode 3 kind of continues the arc of Dooku more with another corrupt senator or whatever, and then there being rebels that take out the corrupt senator or whatever. I would say this is kind of like the moment where we start seeing the basic foundation of separatists start coming along. There wasn't much else going on, to say the least, but yeah, I try not to spoil too many details. You know, I did think it was decent. You know, I think episode 4. What was episode 4? Episode 4. Yep, I believe episode 4 was the conclusion of the arc of Dooku. You know, you get to see Yaddle, get to find out her fate and what happened to her. See Dooku fully embrace the dark side because his apprentice is gone, in a sense. So he's more like, he has like his Anakin moment. You know what I mean? From was it Star Wars Episode 3? The Anakin moment. I'm sure you guys can remember that. You know, you got Mace Windu in the room. You got Palpatine in the room too. And of course, you know, all those people say don't spoil, don't spoil. I get that part, but it's kind of hard to like kind of do a good review without talking about some of these things. That's why I kind of cut it off, you know, with the spoiler-free section, you know. I'm gonna try to do that, and yeah, you're probably all wondering, ooh, why is he showing his face now? Well, the truth is, I actually already did show my face on this channel before. And I actually did show my face on my old main channel, you know, the Landedkiller show earlier tonight in the live stream, just because I'm like, I don't have the growth where I want it, but am I willing to take the risk and just show my face? Yeah, at the end of the day I am, because I already have a very popular channel, which I'm sure some have heard of, some haven't, called MDVM IRL. And that's where I post like kind of daily content and stuff on that, you know. So if you're looking for more daily content, that's where I would go. But I'm not gonna say that uploads will stop on these channels. They're gonna continue. It's just the time just has not been there lately, with how much I've been working and trying to pay off debt. But yeah, you know, every channel is still gonna have videos uploaded to it occasionally. It's just gonna be at a different pace. You know what I mean? I'm doing the best that I can, you know, with what I got, but at the same time, you know, I can't just not, you know, claim what I already built, you know, what I've already made, you know? That's kind of where I'm at, but a lot of our videos on here, you know, they're gonna kind of be like this kind of style where I'm showing my face and kind of talk a little bit with like the spoiler free and then the spoiler section. That's kind of be the goal anyway at this point. I don't really have any specific goals yet, but I think just getting this channel off the ground again and just maybe making some more shorts with what we've got on the channel is probably a good way to go about it. But I don't want to blow up the feed on this channel with tons of shorts, you know. It's going to be shorts that I hand-picked and hand-selected, you know? Things like that, because I don't want you all to be overwhelmed at the end of the day with shorts on this channel. You know? And I will fully admit it, there was a time when I thought that shorts were annoying, but given the changing landscape of YouTube, everybody's gonna have to make shorts at some point with their content, because the algorithm for some reason is not pushing long form content like it used to. It seems like it's changed to want to push shorts more than long form content, so that's why you'll see shorts, you know, occasionally on this channel, but again, not to the extent of MDVM IRL. MDVM IRL is just its own matter in itself. At this point, I just consider it its own separate thing. I mean, you could originally say that maybe it was going to be Landedkiller IRL, but I just kind of was uncomfortable with using that name at first. That's why it was MDVM IRL, which I know will be confusing for some, but Landedkiller, MDVM-RL, both of those, you know, I use. Probably more MDVM-RL for the most part. Especially now with everything going on. You know, if the channel's growing, you know, that I just want to get all these channels, you know, up to 1,000 subs within the next 2 years, you know. I'm going to give myself some time to get that done, you know. So, for now, we're just going to try this face cam business and see how it goes, you know. Like I said, I've already shown my face on this channel before. It was the 110th anniversary of Titanic video, where I did like a cheers with some, was it? Jeez, even I forget now. It was, oh my gosh, my memory is just slipping today, but yeah, it was a type of liqueur. It was champagne, I want to say. I think it was a champagne, a type of champagne. Moet and Chandon champagne, from what I remember. Yeah, it was Moet and Chandon champagne. Because they had that back when Titanic was sailing or whatever. Long story short, the guy or whatever from the store had me buy some other stuff, and it wasn't even around 100 years ago, so I was like, geez, I better go get something that was around back then, and that's why I ended up with the Moet and Chandon. But getting back to the review on the Tales of the Jedi, Dooku's arc pretty much completes within the first 4 episodes. Ahsoka's arc kind of shows her growing stronger as a character over time. Shows her having to go through a trial with all the clone troopers blasting the stun at her or whatever. In one of the episodes, and the other one she tries to run away from what she knows, you know, and tries to go on the run. It doesn't quite work out for her, but she ends up getting the upper hand anyway. Think of the last episode of Tales of the Jedi like a episode of Kenobi, and you pretty much got it. Each of these episodes is kind of like, I want to say, around 20 minutes in length, if I'm recalling correctly. The animation style was good, but again, like I said in the beginning, the whole Dooku voice thing was off-putting. I just didn't like it, you know. And no, I'm not seeing how I look when I'm recording this. Pretty much, you know, I'm just giving this a go because, let's be honest, this channel doesn't get a lot of views, you know. I want to change that. I want to try changing that. I know I'll never get up to MDVM-RL kind of view counts, but getting the views up on this channel is one of my goals this year. And I just putting time into it, you know. It's just that I'm so busy all the time that I don't get to go out to the movies like I used to. And the last time I went out to the movies, you know, there was a SWAT team that was in the theater, and it was just like, what the, you know? Yeah. I want to find a good movie theater to go to that's close by and go to that theater and not drive down to the cities. We just live in times where things are just weird. That's the best way I can put it, because you think that you know what's going on, and then you don't. You know, you're always thrown for a loop. Especially in these days and times, like this game in the background with Warships. They keep changing stuff when we really tell them, hey, you kind of been messing up stuff already enough, you know? Yeah, and that's how the channel originally started to begin with, you know? It was about just trying to do what you could, you know? That's the whole point of it, you know? The whole channel started as videos on the main with World of Warships gameplay in the background, but none of the black and white stuff going on. Because at that point in time, I kind of realized I have a good love for movies, and I was really upset when you couldn't go to movies during COVID, you know? So I was like, hey, let's start a channel with the movies and all that, you know? Going back to Tales of Jedi, you know, like I said, still 10 out of 10, but this video is kind of serving as a sort of update last Tales of the Jedi review, because it's been a while since I posted, you know? It's been like nearly a month by the time this comes out. Oh yeah. Like I said in the description of the channel, you know, like don't expect videos every week on this channel because I'm just so busy these days, but I'm gonna try to get us up to at least twice a month, you know, on this channel if at all possible, if not more than that. But the thing is that you only have so much time between all the channels and just uploading a video, you know, but the algorithm likes it when you upload like every single week, you know, it likes that more every single day. Without any additional staff or people to actually help me, you know, like edit or do anything like that, it's hard. It is hard some weeks. You know, I'm making these videos in between my full-time job, and you know, it would be great just to be able to do this all the time and not have to work so much, you know. But you know, it is what it is. A lot of the time I put into these videos is because I want to put the time into them, you know, and it takes time to just find your style and find your voice, and each channel is meant to be its own unique thing, you know. They're not all meant to be the same thing. They're all meant to be different in their own way, whether it be a different genre or a different voice. And the real Landedkiller IRL channel, you know, the one that actually ended up being Landedkiller IRL, is just taking the tone of being more serious while being more behind the scenes. So if you want more behind the scenes kind of a deal, I would just go with Landedkiller IRL. NDVM IRL I'm just going to try to keep as its own separate entity because people randomly come there for the videos and such. I'll occasionally talk about the other channels, you know, like this one, occasionally. But most of the promotional stuff I do, whether it be reacting to my own videos and stuff, I'm going to try to keep on Landedkiller IRL. Because it makes more sense that way if you think about it. Do I think that Star Wars Tales of the Jedi will have a season 2? Well, I think you could theoretically do it. One of the possibilities I've thought about while even recording this video is episodes focused on Maul's beginnings and episodes focused on Mace Windu's beginnings. Like, if they're going to do a season 2 of this, focus on Mace Windu or Maul, or do Maul and Ezra. Well, hell, Maul and Ezra would be killer if you think about it, you know? But then again, Ezra's story arc isn't quite finished yet, so they probably wouldn't do that. Or should I say, Ezra hasn't developed enough as a character to where he could have multiple episodes on him, versus Maul and Windu have had multiple episodes. You know, they've been through a lot. But I want to see Mace Windu come back, to be honest. You know? It'd be nice. But yeah. I'm going to keep doing my own thing with the videos here. And I hope that you all enjoyed this style, this change. I hope that you all embrace it and you all like it. I understand that some may have preferred the old style, but it's just, you gotta make changes once in a while, and this is part of life, you know. With there being so many videos out there now on all the channels, I've got to kind of make a video like this on every single channel, or at least explain it a bit more, because having a face to the channel makes more sense than not having a face to the channel when you think about it, because I don't want somebody else to be going around and saying, oh, I'm the one making these videos, when I'm the one making the videos, you know? But I hope that you all enjoyed this video of Star Wars Tales of the Jedi review. Hope that you return for more videos in the future. Don't forget to like, watch, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to check out the other channels under the More Content Here You Go section on the main page of this channel. And I hope that you all have a nice day. And thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. Thank you.